It's danger when he's bringing out the lightsaber.
How nice was Kayla's rack? She was beautiful. I will say that. She was a beautiful
But
girl.
the tattoo on the right tit. Not a fan of tattoos on the tit.
Oh, the rosebud or whatever that was.
I just saw part of it in the mugshot.
Sure.
What? Come on. Not say, please. And I can say this because I'm a supermodel. You know, I can judge other people. I'm just saying, not a fan of the tattoo on the tit. That's all.
I mean, that's that I understand, Gino, and that's.
I'm not
look,
saying like if a hot chick like her had a tattoo on her tit, I'm like, no, yeah. Just saying, what are your thoughts on that? The big old tattoo on the tit.
Well, here, give me 1 second here.
Oh, here we go. Had to check my text. By the way,
did you check?
I like tattoos more than I think.
Your boy didn't do too bad, did he? Boy didn't do too bad, did he?
A local podcaster is now facing charges for something he allegedly did while live streaming his show. Aaron Imholte is the host of the Steel Toe Morning Show that has been on the air for at least a decade. Fox 9's Karen Scullin joins us now to explain what is happening here.
37-year-old Aaron Imholte made his first court appearance this morning for disseminating private sexual images without consent. But he appeared to do this while actually live streaming.
I bet you thought I wasn't coming. Welcome to the show. It's me.
It's 37-year-old Aaron Imholte, the host of the Steel Toe Morning Show, a YouTube podcast with about 13,000 subscribers. But one of Imholte's May shows has him in some legal trouble. He was reported for sending a photo of a naked woman that he knows to a person joining him on the podcast. That woman reported the situation to police, and now Imholte faces criminal charges.
Did you check?
I like tattoos more than I think.
Your boy didn't do too bad, did he?
And those words are now part of a criminal complaint against Imholte. The court documents describe a relationship breakdown between Imholte and 3 others. He started disparaging them publicly on his show back in April before sending the nude photo in May. Today, other podcasters are using it as material for their shows.
Gino snitched on Aaron?
Gino 100% snitched on Aaron.
Imholte is a sort of shock jock type, often saying things that some would consider racist, homophobic, misogynistic, and more. Some have said to Fox 9 that he used to walk up to the line, but now he crosses it.
Imholte told police he did not recall ever receiving or sending a nude photograph of the victim. He bailed out of jail this morning with a no-contact order, in addition to no disparaging comments on social media, online, or on a podcast. In the newsroom, Karen Scullin, Fox 9.
Did you ever notice? You ever take a look at what's going on and everything like that? Like, I had to have, I run a corporation here, a small little mom and pop organization here. And we had a meeting yesterday. And at this meeting, all the members of the board present, we had a discussion, we had a conversation, and we just kind of kicked around the idea that maybe it was brought up at the meeting that maybe I'm not so good for the brand. Here's what I've learned about streaming and the internet and all that, is that when you start stacking W's, save them. Save them up. Store them like nuts for the winter or firewood for your hearth. Thank you for the money. I don't think it's any secret that this is going to be an expensive deal. I've already paid for it. So, people are like, oh, can he do this? Can he take it to here? I'd like to see him take it here. I can go anywhere. I mean, I can go anywhere we need to. It's already paid for. I will say this. Todd Peterson, my attorney, Todd V. Peterson. I love that I have a lawyer whose name sounds like a Supreme Court case. I found out about the warrant on Thursday. I was already out to the cabin. It was funny watching the comments. I pretty much stayed off of social media, but anytime I would see any comments, anytime something would pop up on my phone, it would, there would be people who hate steel toe. They'd be like, he's on the lam. He's on the lam. I was at my cabin. So Thursday I find out about this warrant. And I just looked and I went, fucking horseshit. Obviously, like, if you want my opinion on that part of it, horseshit. The whole horseshit. That if you want a comment from me, if you want me to discuss that part of it, Todd V. Peterson is my attorney. Horseshit. I love Todd. I couldn't be happier. So find out about it Thursday at the cabin. Everyone's like, he's on the run. He's on the run. I was not hard to find. The problem is there are hundreds, if not thousands, of warrants out on people. You can't just show up and grab them all. So we let everyone know that needed to know that on Tuesday morning at 6 a.m., coming in Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. I will be there, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, well-dressed, as I was. We'll get to that part. And then, so Tuesday comes around, and I get up. I hit the snooze button. I slept till 5:30. I was asleep till 5:10. I slept till 5:30. I get showered. I put my shirt on. I put my pants on. I put my coat on. I put my socks on. As I'm getting my shoes on downstairs, there's a knock at the door and a flashlight through the window. And I'm like, come on. I'm just like, everybody, like, it was known that I was coming. And I think because it was known I was coming, that I think that's why they showed up. So I will say this, Officer Toma could not have been cooler. In fact, we'll go through this as we kind of walk through what the process was. Everyone at Stearns County was so remarkably nice and so remarkably cool and so incredibly professional. They were all the officers are awesome people. They were all super, super nice. So he comes up. I let him in. I said, hey, literally, you see me with all my clothes on, and everything. I'm putting my shoes on. I'm on my way in. I'm coming. As a matter of fact, if I hadn't hit snooze, I'd have been gone already. And he said, the rules are I got to take you. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm looking for phones and wallets and all the stuff that I'm going to bring with me. Piece of paper with my attorney's number and a couple other phone numbers on it. And he's very patient while I round up all of these things, while I say goodbye and everything else. He could not have been more professional. We walk out together, and he goes, why don't you come down the road a ways? I'll cuff you over here. We'll do it kind of by the corner of the front of the vehicle. We'll do it in front of you. Your neighbors don't have to see. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate that. Thank you. Did a little quick search. Cuffs on in the back. Could not have been cooler. Could not have been nicer. We sit in the intake garage there. And we're joking and we're laughing and we're just, talking some shit. And so far, this whole experience, like, I was dreading this all weekend. I've never had anything like this, thrust upon me, shall we say. And I'm sitting there and we're joking and it's the easiest time. I'm sitting here going, what the hell was I so worried about? What the hell was I so, so far, Todd's been fucking amazing. This officer's been incredibly nice and really professional. But as they search you and everything else, we were talking and we're just bullshitting and just they're telling jokes and I'm joking back with that. This is going to sound weird to say. The first few minutes of it were fun. I was having a good time. I couldn't believe how professional Officer Toma was in the arrest and all of that. I get to intake, and the first thing the woman says at intake, she goes, wow, you're going to be the best dressed guy here. And I'm like, yes. So I'm reading the book. I'm taking a nap, go to court, read the book, take a nap, and then I'm out. They booked me. And by the way, can we have an honest discussion? Are you guys just going to be cunts all day? Or can we have an honest discussion about that mugshot? Because that is not a bad mugshot. So let's just. I talked to my attorney today. He said, meet me early. We'll get everything all taken care of. And I'm like, how good are we looking? He's like, hey, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Like, it was very much like, I ain't going to fucking tell you because you'll go, skittering off and telling everybody and wrecking the whole. So I basically got the, we're on the goal line. Just got to shut the fuck up and punch this in. Don't be a fucking retard. So I can't be a retard tonight. Oh my God, today is the day. That's the name of the episode, and that's the name of the game. Today is the day. I've got court today at 1:45. You know, I really have not liked the experience of court day the last September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Now we're going into the 8th month of this whole process. I have not, like, court day has always been like, shit, what now? Today is the first court day where I'm fucking relaxed. I feel good. I feel in the driver's seat, balls in our court, et cetera, et cetera. And we get to, as they say, we're in the end game now. And that feels really good. I talked to my lawyer yesterday, and he knows I have a talk show. So I said, are we feeling good? We're just about done? Because, the last time we've talked, it's been very, 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 very good news. So I was like, are we good? And he goes, yeah, everything's good. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. So clearly what he's trying to say is he has a talk show host for a client. We are right on the fucking goal line, retard. I'm not going to give you anything that you can go blah, 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 blah. I worked hard for this. I'm not going to have you fuck this up for me. I'm not going to have you fuck this up for me. All right, we're all set. So here's the deal. I'm being very jovial. I'm just happy that this is one step closer to being over. We did come to a plea agreement today in this case. I can basically run you up to everything in this case, up to this plea agreement, up to what I said in court today, up to what was agreed on in court. There will be some other stuff, sentencing specifics and things like that, that I can speculate on, but I can't tell you. You're not going to hear me do any bragging. Here's what I'm really, really excited to do. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time. I haven't been allowed to, and I really, really, really want to. Back on, I believe it was May 27th, I sent a text message to Gino Bisconti that contained a partially nude photo of a woman. That feels so good to be. I've wanted to admit that for so goddamn long. I've wanted to take responsibility for that for so goddamn long. It feels so nice to be able to. That's what I pled guilty to in court today. That is on the record. That was done in the public house today. I pled guilty to a misdemeanor count of dissemination of a photo. I'm ashamed that I did it. It was stupid. It was a very fuckboy thing to do. And I just feel good that I can get that off my chest. There's nothing good about it. It's not cool. It's not based. It's not awesome. It's shitty. It's fuckboy, awful behavior. But here was the deal. From the very beginning of this, we wanted to beat the felony. I did a stupid fucking thing. I did a really dumb, idiotic thing that I never should have done. And rather than, look, there were no witnesses that were coming to this thing. If I wanted to go all the way to the trial, we could have. But I did a dumb fucking thing, and I should take responsibility for the dumb fucking thing I did. And what we agreed on is I'm very happy with it. I will pay a $50 fine, and then nothing else in life will change. That's it. Plead guilty to a misdemeanor, $50 fine. They read it out loud in court today. It's all done. It's all done. Now I just do an interview. Then 6 weeks from now or so, $50 fine is what we agreed to. And the felony is dismissed. The felony is dropped. We do the misdemeanor, and then we do a what they call a pre-sentencing investigation, where they just make sure, because a lot of these dickheads during these pre-sentencing things like to go like, I'm just only pleading because I have to, and they're just fucking retarded and they're stupid. They won't own up to what they did. So we got to do that, but that's in the future. I'll talk about what happened today. No, that's another misconception, that this is some kind of sex crime. It's not. It's a dissemination offense. There's no sex I'm not any kind of a sex offender, and there's no registry that you go on for this or anything like that. It's considered more of a digital kind of a crime. It's more in the realm of you disseminated an image, not sex type stuff. So there you go. There is no charge called revenge porn. That's not what this is. It's just, it's the charge is exactly what I did. I disseminated, I gave an image to somebody, and that's again, I'll say that this is how stupid I am. When I did it, did not know it was against the law. Did not know it was against the law to show your buddy a picture. Ignorance is not an excuse. Let's take the law out of it completely. Let's all be very honest. You can have my back, or you can think I'm, whatever. But it's a fuckboy thing to do. It's a shitty fuckboy thing to do. All I wanted to do was go on record and say I did this fuckboy shitty thing. It was retarded. It's something that a fucking kid does. It's so goddamn stupid, and I'm sorry. I want to kick my own ass for doing something so fucking stupid. So, again, I'm just thankful that the way this deal worked out, there's, outside of the $50 out of my pocket, my life's not going to change. I can carry on. I can do the things I want to do. Everybody's been very easy to work with. I have nothing but positive things to say about everybody involved in it. I have nothing but positives to say about prosecutors, judges, my defense attorney. I fucking love the guy. Our whole thing was, hey, no felony, no felony, and we'll take, whatever it is. And it turned out to be $50. And I sat across from my attorney today, and I'll let you in a little bit. I sat across from my attorney today, and I said, I'm only going to get one chance to ask you this because we're going the direction we're going. And I said, if we take this all the way, Keanu and Gino aren't coming. They're not getting served. And I said, if we take this all the way, can we win? And he goes, we can. He said, we can win. Without Gino and Keanu, we can win. And he did. He said, Aaron, it's $50. I can finally say, yes, that's what happened. Wasn't guilty of a felony. I wasn't. So I was never going to plead to that. We would have gone all the way if they wouldn't have dropped the felony. Absolutely. It's not, like I said, it doesn't change my life at all. Everything that's, I'm not going to be hindered from anything that I want to do. So it was just that felony. L Train says you should have taken him to trial. So they offered you that deal. They didn't have shit. Yeah, I could have done it. But then you got to go through that whole thing. All I'm doing is saying what I did. There's no harm in that. Pay a bunch of money so I can. Could I have gotten away with it? I guess. Without the witnesses, is there a case? No, absolutely not. But what kind of guy am I if I get by on a technicality? Ugh. The one thing, though, that I will say, the picture that was sent to Gino, I took it. That's the other thing I haven't been able to admit. I was sitting right here. There's an evening show where I'm talking to Stevie Lou on the phone. Stevie Lou is on the phone. It was in January or February. It was a Steel Toe evening show. And you see me looking over like this and going like that. And I shared that photo with Gino, and that was a dog shit thing to do. Jane and John Doe says felony count Aaron 0, Nick 1. That's not what I was. It's. But I'm not keeping score.
Did your lawyer ever think this would be like a serious charges? Like you were saying, we watched a clip. You were talking about a felony. Did your lawyer really, or did he never guess on what it would be? You'd end up being.
He said two things at the very beginning. He said you'll never do jail time and you won't have a felony.
Because what you did was so in the grand scheme of things, it's so insignificant. I mean, you sent a picture on your phone. It wasn't revenge porn. It wasn't anything.
No, but it was wrong, and I hurt people.
People do wrong things all the time.
I know, but I don't. It's not a. It's I know a lot of people. I've seen people writing on Twitter and shit and on YouTube and all that. They're like, another win for the toe. I did a shitty thing. I did something mean. It was a bully thing, and it was a fuckboy shithead thing to do. And I'm really glad I got to go to court today and say that, because now I can say it here. You got to remember. People are like, oh, Aaron.
Wait, did you say fuckboy in court?
You know it was a douchey thing to do. You knew it was awful. But look what you had just gone through, getting like cucked out of your life. You were trying to like.
Thanks, Keanu. Appreciate it.
It's true. It's true. Nobody should ever do that. But is it?
But Steel Toe, when you were doing it at the time, you didn't think it was a terrible thing, right?
Yeah. Let's just say
you said to Gino. You said to Gino, your boy's not doing so bad. So you're obviously just, it was lighthearted.
Well,
it was boy braggadocio.
Yeah. Keanu was there at the time. It was definitely a guy who was going through some shit, who just wanted his buddy to tell him he was doing okay. Because I needed to hear it. It was a retarded, shitty thing to do. And I was the wonderful specimen you see in front of you now.
So what kind of sentencing are we talking about?
We're looking at probation and a $50 fine.
Oh, so that's
wait, you're still going to get sentenced?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's part of pleading. Like, you don't just say, hey, I did it. And they go, see you later.
But then is it considered a misdemeanor? Or?
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor. But yeah, I had court yesterday. People like people who, and I really found like how bad my psychological hooks are in so many people. I mean, you talk about broken. I mean, broken. I mean, you're not supposed to let the person who like owns your mind know you own their mind, but they don't really care. Everything that happened yesterday was what I told you would happen yesterday. I mean, people, they acted like there was this big surprise, like there was this big shocking moment. I said, misdemeanor, $50 fine. That's what was decided yesterday. That's what we agreed to. Now they'll have an observation period to make sure I'm not going to, clock anybody or steal any babies or shit like that, and make sure they got to go through this period. A lot of people, when they cop a plea deal, they then try to go out publicly and go, I didn't do anything wrong. So they got to go through this pre-sentencing thing where they have they got to make sure you're not a violent person or anything like that. They got to make sure you're not taking the plea and then claiming to be innocent. You got to go through that whole process. Because if you do go through that process and they find out this person's a disingenuous piece of shit, they can tear the whole thing up. So I got to go through this process where they ask me, hey, did you do this? Did you do it? And I'll be like, yeah, I did it. That's why I said I did it. They're like, okay, we're just checking. We're just making sure. Because if they start, looking into it, they call it a pre-sentencing hearing and domestic violence check. They got to make sure I'm not a big, violent, scary guy. And then they got to ask me, hey, between you, me, and offense post. I don't understand what kind of idiot they get in these screenings. I guess when you deal with career criminals, I suppose. So here's the deal. Pled guilty to a misdemeanor yesterday. The felony gone, dismissed. When the whole texting Gino and image thing came about, when they brought this whole thing, I was like, well, I did a dumb because by the time they brought it up, by the time it was a thing, it was like I was so like past it and like not in the same place that I was then. I was like, oh yeah, well shit. I was like, the felony's ridiculous. Like the felony's silly. The felony's dumb. Obviously the felony's not any part of this. So when my attorney and I got together from the very beginning, we said, let's just get rid of this felony. Let's get this felony dismissed, and that's what we're good with. We'll take the misdemeanor, dismiss the felony. Good. I think the final nail in the coffin for the felony was Gino and Keanu weren't served. Gino and Keanu weren't coming. They were not cooperative. So the prosecution came to us a couple of weeks ago and they said, look, let's put a bow on this thing. Let's not drag this out any longer. Nobody wants to. Basically, they came to us. Nobody wants to drag this out any longer. We were still of the mind. We were like, well, maybe we do want to drag this out a little longer. Maybe we do want to go the whole way. I mean, we know what it's kind of like that line in Rounders. We know what we're holding and we know what you're holding. Maybe we want to go the whole way. And they said, all right, felony is a thing of the past. Forget the felony. Misdemeanor, $50 fine. The terms of your release will extend for a year or two. If probation says you're a good boy after a couple of meetings, they'll cut you loose. And, my attorney even said, he goes, this is everything we wanted and more. Like, this is everything we wanted when this whole thing started. So, I asked him yesterday, I go, what do you think? And his opinion was, Aaron, it's $50. And I said, okay. And he also said, did you do it? And I said, yeah, I sent the text message. And that's the other thing. I took one day I was streaming. I was talking to Stevie Lou is now part of this lore. I was talking to Stevie Lou on the phone during an evening show it was sometime between late December and early February. And I'm talking to Stevie Lou and I wheel around and I take a picture. And then in May, I sent that picture to Gino Bisconti. And I sent it to Gino Bisconti because I was a fucking dumb guy in a shitty place. And, when I said, hey, your boy didn't do too bad, did he? That was a fuckboy thing to do. I pled guilty to the thing I did. I took responsibility for the thing I did. It's not a nice thing to do. Don't do that to people. It hurts people. It makes them feel bad. And it's a mean, shitty dickhead thing to do. Don't do what I did. It's so bad. It's so fuckboy. It's so shitty. It's so immature. Don't do what I did. And, there's people online who they hate my guts and they think this is some sort of win. Let me go on the record right now. I in no way see this as any kind of win. You know what I see this as? I did a shitty thing and I took responsibility and I ended it in a way that is comfortable for me, that I'm okay with. I'm okay with how this ended. I did a bad thing. I'll be very honest with you, going through this, now that it's wrapping up, now that it's about over, in a weird way, it restored a little bit of faith I have in our system. Can I say something about the prosecutor, Miss Kendall? She believed in this. She really did. She believed in this. This was not a fuck him, I'm going to get this guy, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, she might think I'm a piece of shit. That's fine personally. And they were very mindful of the fact that there is a group of headhunters out there who are out to get me. And when they would get, people just sending them stuff all the time, they would be like, they said to us at one point, look, I know this is all bullshit. And we're like, thank you. Miss Tay with $10 says, I'm going to be on my best behavior for Kiki and Gino. Well, shit, guys, if you got some questions for Keanu and Gino, you got some things you want to ask them, you want some gossip, some rumors, some dish. I mean, obviously, there's going to be, some stuff that happened over the last year that was really controversial. I mean, aren't you guys the ones who are like, you can't trust them, they're fucking shit, they're this, they're that? Well, I mean, if that's the case, throw them a fucking super chat tomorrow, throw them a super chat on Friday, ask them some questions. I'll tell them they got to answer them. They'll be glad to do it for you.
Yeah, you're stuck with me, people. And I've been given full and complete and utter permission to talk about anything that you might like. Anything. I can answer any drama, sassy questions. We can talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want. There's not going to be anything like channel removing. But if you want to talk about Aaron, drama things, Rekieta, we could even talk about, anything clip worthy. I have full, complete, and utter permission. Oh, the picture, the infamous picture. Posed for, 100% posed for. Kayla walked into Aaron's studio like this. Ooh, butt nude. And also, again, I have full permission to talk about anything that I would like. So you can ask. Today's the day. You got any drama, sassy drama, like girly, dramatic questions? You go ahead and ask, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. I have full permission to do so. Posed for. Rekieta would like to tell you that it was not posed for. I saw the damn thing. Also, Rekieta texting us or, messaging us asking or having April text Gino and I and say, can you tell us anything about the picture? We can't figure. Like, that's because you didn't know that it was taken. It wasn't around you. She was just, they were lovers, Kayla and Aaron. As fucked up as that is. The whole thing. You do like sassy things like, oh, no one else can see this, but I'm gonna distract him from his show by just walking in there off camera naked. And he went, ooh, look at that. Right? So some people would like to tell you that it wasn't posed for, but I saw the damn thing. It certainly was. Certainly was. So sorry, Nicholas. Sorry.
The bottom line of this is he's so used to dealing with dopey women. April and Kayla are stupid fucking women. And if you don't get that this guy's so used to I'll just dope up Kayla and she'll put up with this. Two stupid women.
We just got a text from Mr. Aaron.
And he
saying he said great work, by the way.
2 days later, Aaron returns to host his show and mentions Nicholas 100 times in a single episode.
Look, I'm not going to confirm or deny any rumors that Nick put out about me sodomizing him. I'm not going to confirm or deny them because I like this new fear that I've instilled in people that can be used as control.
On June 18th, the state of Minnesota summoned Aaron Imholte to return in front of the state on June 25th, 2025 for violating the conditions of his release. This is how Aaron chose to respond to these very serious accusations that come with very serious consequences.
A lot of people fired up. What happened? Something happened? Sorry, was I supposed to come to you like that? I don't know. Oh, just honestly, I'll address it real quick and then we'll do the show tonight. Just more stupid lawfare horse shit. That's all it is. I mean, I'm used to it. It's been happening for almost a year now. Just people cutting stuff together, putting it together, spinning it. It's like, have I ever violated my conditions of release? No. Are we contesting this one? I mean, as much as you can. I mean, my release is over on Wednesday. And the hearing is Wednesday, and it's just a little bit before my sentencing. So I talked to my attorney today. He said, let's just deal with this on Wednesday. The judge said, yeah, we'll deal with this on Wednesday. If it was serious, if it was a big thing, I know there's a lot of people going to be disappointed tonight. Yeah, he's going to go to jail. If I was going to go to jail or anything like that, they would have come and got me today. It's been constant. Like even the prosecutor in this case has said, it's like people are just every single day, just trying. So they try to, they try to get you. I've never violated. We'll have the hearing, and then we'll get on to the sentencing. The deal's still in place. The plea agreement we came to is still in place. And if you need, look, if you wanted it to be worse than that, I'm sorry. I talked to my attorney today. That's where we're at. And he's based. He's fucking awesome.
When you hire a DUI attorney to handle your revenge porn case, he just might blame the victim.
So he laid out the whole thing for me. That was good. So everything's still the same way it was. We're going in on Wednesday. We get the sentencing. We'll be all done with this shit. We'll be all done with this shit. we're going to go before the judge. They're going to handle that. Then we're going to handle the sentencing thing. So Wednesday, like it always was. It's stupid, but it does further show that this, while I may have done something I wasn't supposed to do, this was always about vengeance and this was never about justice. Like, two things can be true at the same time. I did what I did 100%. But if you don't think this was about getting me rather than, enforce, we just want what's right. Or was it about let's get Aaron? Not on the state side. But that's what this violation nonsense that we're contesting is. It's the same thing. It's let's get him. Because I've never violated this whole time. I've been extremely careful. Everybody knows that. So if you have any other questions, talk to Todd Peterson. That's my attorney. He'll answer all your questions. We're still full steam ahead for Wednesday and the sentencing thing. Then this can all be over. We can get our plea deal. Well, the plea deal's already been signed. That's already good to go. But we can have the sentence inside of that plea deal taken care of, and we'll be all good. I know. We all know what it is. It's lawfare. It's the whole thing. It gets a big eye roll from me. Didn't Gino snitch on me? That would mean if Ralph says, I hate Aaron because he snitched on me. Well, then that would mean that you hate Gino because Gino snitched on me. And do I hold ill will towards Gino? No, I did a fucking stupid thing. A little tiny dipshit, little dumb thing. And, ticky-tack foul. Ticky-tack foul. But hey, a foul's a foul, right? So Gino got asked about it, and he told the truth. I'm not going to cry like a fucking rage pig.
He may not cry, but Aaron will ask his mommy to write a letter to the court, and she will do whatever her baby boy asks.
Fucking goal. It's the only thing we hate about doing this show. Really, it's the only thing in my life that I'm like, oh, God. Everything else, pretty ace is pretty cool. Which reminds me, I do have to correct one thing real quick. So last night when I was addressing the bullshit, bogus, lawfare violation report thing, which we have a chance to, speak our piece about and contest it, and we are, they can't take any action on it until we have had our hearing. It doesn't sound like there's even going to be a hearing. I was wrong about that yesterday. It's not been given its own time for a hearing or anything like that. It's just going to be, we're going to address it at the sentencing Wednesday. So it's not, it wasn't the worst deal in the world. We were just going to go there and be like, this is fucking bullshit. This is clearly just lawfare. This is people clipping shit out of context, throwing it in every fucking day, throwing shit against the wall, seeing what sticks. Obviously what it is. And I thought it's going to be an extra pain in the ass, but we're still going to be sentencing Wednesday. Plea deal still there. It's going to be over. It's actually less than that. So I was wrong. I looked at the paperwork again. It's all part of sentencing. So, my attorney handled it brilliantly. Todd's the fucking Maze based. He's great. He's awesome. So, crisis averted. Because conditions of release after Wednesday, there's no more release. It's done. It's sentenced. It's pled out. So it wouldn't really make any sense that the conditions of release would be modified or changed because of this thing, because there will be no more conditions of release. But I didn't violate so far. I didn't violate this time. We were planning on contesting the whole thing.
Kayla walked into Aaron's studio like this. Ooh, butt nude. And also, again, I have full permission to talk about anything that I would like.
But it looks like we won't even have to do that because the release will be over. So it looks like we're just going to, my lawyer said, well, can we handle this at sentencing? Can we get a hearing, before the sentencing thing? The judge said we don't even need to do a hearing before sentencing. We'll just make it part of sentencing. Jane and John Doe says, hope you had a good weekend. Good luck next week. Thank you. I'm looking forward to that being done. I got to think about it a lot while I was up north, and I had an epiphany of sorts. I'm very happy to report. I had a nice little epiphany. It helped me write down my thoughts and what I want to say, what I want to do in the middle of this week. and a very nice peace and calm came over me. I don't think the internet's going to like it. The internet thrives on drama and beef and warfare and all of that. And that's not really what my epiphany led to. Twisted question mark says, I have some kind of weird parasocial fear about Wednesday. Must be a chick thing. Glad you're feeling good about it. These people are weird. I mean, I think, and it's been from the very, well, remember when this whole thing started, they had their theories and they knew what was going to happen. And I mean, I have a relatively, 95% idea of how it's going to go. I'm just excited for it to be over. I put all of it to bed on Wednesday. Put all of it to bed on Wednesday. I'm very excited to do that. Beefing, feuding, all that shit. All it is poison for your soul. I really like my life. I really enjoy my life. And, the weird, Hatfield and McCoy blood feud shit like that, all that does is steal your happiness, takes years off your life. There's no reason to do that. You forgive and you forget. And you guys, too. You guys can let it go, too. And that's going to be a big part of it as well, is you're not going to get your dopamine rush of me feeding it for you. So, like, if you write about it, if you talk about it, I'll probably just skip it. The weekend went great. Looking forward to this week and, putting a lot of, shitty stuff behind us and putting that to bed once and for all. Camping. I talked to Todd yesterday. We're all set to go. Everything's good. Todd's words. He said everything's in place. He goes, if there was anything to worry about, I would let you know. He said we're all ready to go for Wednesday. So I'm excited about that. I know there's a lot of people who have their theories and their, I don't really address their theories because I like to let them have them and just build them as big as they can. Because if I go at them, they get angry and then they get all worked up and blah, blah, and it doesn't really do anything for me. But if I just stay quiet and I let them continue just blah, 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 do me this, don't worry, they'll have plenty of time to get mad tomorrow when, everything they've created in their head doesn't happen. I'm fucking thrilled. I'm happy. I have so many great things going on. It just seems like you're making yourself miserable and shouting into the wind. So if I were you, I would stop. Any hope of getting Melton barred from the court? No, of course not. Let him waste his money. I mean,
is he going to be there?
If he is, I think it's a bad look.
Yeah,
not for him. Not for
him.
Him. He can do whatever he wants, but I think it's a bad look. But, who am I? Again, when people are making mistakes, don't interrupt them. Let them.
Right.
I'm going in there very businesslike tomorrow. I talked to my attorney. He told me exactly what's going to happen. So we go in, we do that. I leave, and then the whole thing's over. It's all done. And I've been looking forward to this day for so long. And nothing is going to be able to take that away from me tomorrow. Yeah, so I've got a nice little speech written for tomorrow. I think it's going to surprise the shit out of a lot of people. But it's just time, man. It's time. It's been long enough. It's stupid. It's silly. It's starting to become like the Middle East. Like nobody even remembers how the fuck it started anymore. Boy, didn't do too bad, did he? It's all just silly. I think tomorrow, I'm going to do the show tomorrow night, but I think I might celebrate tomorrow a chapter wrapping up. But I think I should still do a show. I don't think I should skip the show or maybe just like come home and give you an update. I don't know. Today's going to be, I think, for me, it's going to be the lead up to is going to be the craziest part. Like, I'm very excited to just have the whole process be done. This is kind of the day I've been waiting for forever. Today is a great day. It's finally going to be over. I did see that hearing is scheduled for 15 minutes. So it does kind of sound like we're just going to, everyone's going to read their stuff that they brought. The judge is going to, go through the sentence that we agreed to at the plea hearing, and they're going to shuffle us out of there. I am excited that I get to get everything off my chest today, that I get to say everything I want to say, because I haven't been allowed to. So I haven't. I get to do that today. And once I do that, like I've done for the last week or so, I will consider it all done. All feuds are over. Just let it. I didn't care about your feelings to begin with in this whole process. I certainly am not going to care about them once it's all over and done with. Todd, my attorney, who is fantastic. If you ever need somebody, call Todd Peterson. Todd has kind of laid out the lay of the land for me today. We're all set. Like I said, we made our deal, so there's no secret there. And now it's just, getting it all. The plea itself is in writing. That's all done. Now it's just having the judge kind of tell us what we already know. And, of course, everybody getting to have their say. Everybody getting to get everything off their chest, which I'm excited about.
Turns out that wasn't the way it happened at all. According to Aaron, he only had to pay a $50 fine, but it looks like Baby Boy has a second mugshot and the felony is back on the table.
Spoiler alert, later it did seem like they did have an option to get sentenced today, but it would not have gone well.
No, not well at all.
The general tone, I'll just let you know, everything Aaron has said about this prosecutor being friendly and cordial and professional, this bitch ain't on side. This bitch is not...
She's a lot younger than I expected.
She's not friendly with Aaron. She doesn't think this is all horseshit lawfare. She's 100% taking this seriously. Let it be known, and I'll get to the notes in a minute.
So is the judge.
Every single thing that every troll or whatever you want to call yourselves, public, reporters have sent into this woman, she has received, she has cataloged reports of violations on his show, reports of him mentioning Kayla on his show directly or indirectly, clips with timestamps. She got it all. She's on top of it. So that's not falling on deaf ears. Every time Aaron says people are just sending stuff in, just trying, she's getting it and it's working. So the prosecutor starts, and she basically says, Aaron Imholte has repeatedly violated conditions, that she gets sent information almost daily of violations, again, with videos, with timestamps, with summaries.
It's important to note she called them violations. She did not say with allegations of violations.
Right. No, she hasn't.
And she's the prosecutor has determined that these are violations. Like the court would have to agree, obviously.
100%. 100%. We recommend he be remanded into custody at the conclusion of this hearing. Basically, arrest him at the end of this hearing. That ain't good. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, no.
When Todd Peterson told him that he was going to be arrested at the end of the hearing, that he basically shit that maroon suit.
He was just like, I just told everybody how difficult it is to go to jail in Minnesota. This can't be happening. She said he has violated the court orders countless amounts. And every time he's crossing the line of what the court has ordered, and it's very clear that he is not taking it serious. Those are the words she used.
There's one more specific line that I think matters. She said, there are more than enough violations to cross what we consider harassment under the law. I used to think that Todd Peterson was competent and that Aaron was retarded and just didn't understand what his attorney was telling him, and so he was coming out and spinning. After the letter that he sent earlier this week or last week or whatever, and then his performance in court today, I was just like, nope, he hired the most idiotic defense attorney I've ever encountered. And that includes me.
This gets handed over to Todd Peterson. I shit you not. This man goes, Your Honor, my client is a homeowner. Why not say his credit score, you fucking retard? Like, what are we doing at this point? This is what you have to say for him? My client is a homeowner. He graduated from Brown College. I'm looking around like seeing if he about to run out of a tunnel at a football game. I don't know what's going on. He's the owner of Steel Toe Media Inc.
Which isn't true.
It doesn't even matter. Don't bring that up. That's what's causing all the problems. I would shut my fucking face about that. Like, that's what's caused all these issues. He's never had a felony. Now, what's interesting about that is he's had numerous misdemeanor charges for harassing women, and now he's in trouble in front of the court for not obeying court orders during a case about harassing women where he violated it by continuing to harass said woman. But he doesn't have any felonies, you guys. He said these words, which is fucking insane. I have advised Aaron throughout this case not to discuss the case or mention the defendant, and it's clear that he understands that. Again, this is after the prosecutor just said all this stuff about how flagrant he's been in disregarding court orders. I've advised Aaron on multiple occasions not to talk about this case or the defendant, and it's clear that he understands that. Now, either Todd Peterson, like you said, is fucking retarded, or this is a flat rate lawyer that has his head in the sand and doesn't give a fuck about Aaron and isn't paying attention. Aaron's lying to him and says, I never talk about it. I never talk about her.
Yeah.
And he believes him. The first words out of the judge's mouth, Mr. Imholte, I am not amused. She accused him of continuously harassing the victim and said, I have seen the several violations about this. I've given you a no contact order, and this plea deal is done. This plea deal is fucked.
Yeah.
This woman was about to send this man to jail. If that lawyer was so stupid that he had answered the question, yeah, let's go ahead and just do sentencing today, Aaron was going to jail. I have a feeling she's not going to accept any plea that does not have jail time in it.
And you know who else has that feeling? Todd Peterson. This is the key. The plea agreement itself cannot be used as evidence in of someone's guilt.
So he was going to plead guilty,
right?
And
he did.
This.
He did plead guilty,
but if this plea agreement is withdrawn, they cannot use him pleading guilty for that plea agreement.
Right? They can't say you pled guilty with this thing and you withdrew the plea agreement, so you're guilty. They can't do that. But everything you say about the plea agreement in court and out of court is admissible.
So if he were to go on his show after he signed this plea agreement and admit that he did do it, say that he did it to be malicious, say that he did it to bully Kayla, say that all these things, which he did several times.
His exact words
as late as last week. Now he has so again, before the plea agreement, he never said I did it. He never said I did it. The minute he signed that plea agreement and thought he was safe and thought this was all done, he couldn't stop saying how he did it. He was ashamed of it. He's sorry he did it, but he was malicious. He was bullying a woman, and all that can now be entered into evidence. And should they need to come up with a new plea agreement now, the prosecution may not even be interested. The felony may be back on the table because now he's admitted it, and the component that made it a felony versus the misdemeanor was the intention. And now that he has publicly stated, my intention was to bully and harass her, the plea deal might be off the table. They might go back now for the felony.
But in Minnesota, to enter a plea of guilty, you have to stand before the court and on the record, under oath, provide a factual basis for every element of the crime. You have to give the court enough information for it to determine that you're guilty. You can't take a guilty plea and say you're not guilty. Like, oh, I'm just taking the guilty plea because it's a better deal. If you do that and the court finds out, they will withdraw your guilty plea and they'll say, no, you're going to trial. We, as the court, cannot convict a not guilty person. So if you believe you're not guilty, we can't do it. So you have to lay a factual basis. So at Aaron's plea agreement, he had to say, I sent this picture. I knew that she did not, that she had an expectation of privacy in this picture and that she did not consent to it being sent. He has to go through and lay that out, like what was going on in his head. All those statements are now admissible should the plea be withdrawn. And that's huge because these are statements made under oath. He can't say I was fucking around with my audience. I was just being a braggart or a blowhard. These are made in court. So he's either commit perjury or they're true.
This guy sucks.
That letter, Aaron should be suing Todd for that letter. Like that letter admitted to the violations and then said the victim should just not watch. Like it's insane.
The saddest thing, and I asked Kayla if I could give this line because you did share her victim impact statement with me. There is a mic drop line in that victim impact statement. And basically, there's part of the whole thing that she's basically roasting Todd Peterson. Like, not only is Aaron a piece of shit who doesn't give a fuck about the victim in this case, Todd Peterson is retarded and doesn't give a fuck about this, but it's just roasting him. And there's a line in there regarding that letter where he said, maybe she should just stop watching. And there's a line in that letter, and it says, why should I have to close my eyes because your client can't close his mouth? And I was like, fuck. Like, that's like, fuck. That letter's so good. He's got to be very careful now of guests, of guest hosts.
Oh, you know what's funny?
Callers.
I only know one of the violations, but I know one very specifically.
Okay.
It was the one where Aaron invited Gino Bisconti and Keanu to answer questions while hosting his show that he wasn't allowed to say. And then Keanu, the dumb pile of matchsticks that she is, went on her show and confirmed not only that Aaron said that, but in private asked them specifically to answer as many of those questions as they can. Good job, you dumb fucking retards.
Jesus Christ.
Well, shit, guys, if you got some questions for Keanu and Gino, you got some things you want to ask them, you want some gossip, some rumors, some dish, I mean, obviously, there's going to be, some stuff that happened over the last year that was really controversial. I mean, aren't you guys the ones who are like, you can't trust them, they're fucking shit, they're this, they're that? Well, I mean, if that's the case, throw them a fucking super chat tomorrow, throw them a super chat on Friday, ask them some questions. I'll tell them they got to answer them. They'll be glad to do it for you.
And I've been given full and complete and utter permission to talk about anything that you might like. Anything. I can answer any drama, sassy questions. We can talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want. There's not going to be anything like channel removing. But if you want to talk about Aaron, drama things, Kayla walked into Aaron's studio like this. Ooh, butt nude. And also, again, I have full permission to talk about anything that I would like.
That's a specific one of the violations. You got your boy in jail.
Yeah, and the judge was clear again. She laid these out like to a kindergartner. She said, any show you have control over, you are responsible for. The mentions. An indirect mention. He can't say, I can't talk about that person. That's an indirect mention.
Well, damn. The sentencing hearing of Aaron's, quote, ticky-tack foul that was supposed to be finalized on June 25th has been rescheduled for October 2nd because Aaron couldn't keep his mouth shut. It looks like the felony is back on the table.
Oh, by the way, I had a phenomenal day yesterday.
I'ma do my stuff.